Coming up on OU Nightly, we have a chance for severe weather later tonight into tomorrow morning, as well as later this week, and a rainy cool down coming up this weekend.
4 people arrested in connection to the missing Kansas women. We have the updates. And the city says the mold inside the Norman Central Library is so bad it may never reopen. Hear what they want to do next. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Victoria Anderson.
And I'm Abby Williams. We're expecting some severe weather later tonight. OU Nightly's meteorologist C.D. Finley tells us when we can expect those storms to roll in. C.D.
Thanks, ladies. That's right. We do have a chance for some severe weather for later tonight and into tomorrow morning. We are in a slight risk of severe weather right now, and the good news is all the bad stuff should stay up further north with that enhanced risk up in the state of Kansas. But we are expecting some possible severe weather later tomorrow morning, rather. The timing is looking more like 3 or 4 a.m. But we do have a tornado watch down in the southwestern counties here in Oklahoma. Most of that tornado watch is down into Texas, but we'll be keeping an eye on whether or not we'll see anything issued for here in central Oklahoma over the next several hours. Now, as far as the rest of the headlines go, we'll take another look at that severe threat. We do have another severe threat on Thursday, and then we have a cool, rainy weekend ahead of us.
Thanks, CD. We have breaking news just coming into our newsroom concerning the 2 Kansas women who went missing in the Oklahoma Panhandle. We have the latest information on the suspects and the 2 bodies found. OU Nightly's Bailey Coyle is following the case and has an update in the newsroom. Bailey.
The women were on their way to pick up children when they disappeared. Now we know one of the 4 suspects booked into the Texas County Jail is the children's grandmother and was in a custody dispute with one of the victims. The others are reportedly a part of a group that calls themselves God's Misfits. In the news conference today, officials told reporters that they've sent 2 bodies found in Texas County, presumed to be the women's, to the medical examiner's office for official identification and cause of death. Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly were on their way to pick up kids more than 2 weeks ago in Texas County when they vanished. Their vehicle was found soon after, and a missing persons report was filed.
When they arrived on scene, they found some things that just weren't adding up, so we established a crime scene and then notified the OSBI to have them come and assist us with this and to actually take lead on the case.
Less than a week later, the FBI joined the investigation. Friday, police arrested 4 people in connection to the crime.
Continue to work with our partners and to be an advocate for Jillian and Veronica and to ensure that justice will be served.
It's been challenging for everybody involved. This case did not end the way we had hoped. It has certainly been a tragedy for everybody involved.
According to court documents, police booked each suspect on 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree. Also revealed at the news conference today, the children the women were going to pick up are safe. Now reporting in the newsroom, Bailey Coyle, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Bailey. For 5 months, the Norman Central Library has been closed after black mold was found in the building. Now the library has announced that it will be closed indefinitely. After recent rains, more mold was discovered in the $39 million library, which opened in 2019. $900,000 have been poured into mold remediation, but the Director of Communications says the closure of the central location allows for people to discover other library locations, putting a positive spin on unfortunate circumstances.
The silver lining in all of this is that the community is getting to discover those 2 other locations, plus our pop-up library lab downtown, plus our community place in Little Axe and our 24-hour libraries. And there's just a lot of different ways to interact with the library.
OU Nightly will be following this story and will give you updates as we learn more.
A tragic story out of southeast Oklahoma. A 4-year-old died yesterday after allegedly being hit by a drunk driver. Police say 18-year-old Miguel Reyes was intoxicated at the time he struck the 4-year-old in LaFleur County. Reyes was taken to the hospital for minor injuries. Oklahoma Highway Patrol has not announced any charges against Reyes.
And a man is now behind bars after police say he killed his own 4-month-old baby. Oklahoma City police say when they got to Dewan Betancourt's apartment, the baby was cold and not breathing. Betancourt says he forgot to check on his baby in a swing. The baby was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead shortly after. Court records reveal that Betancourt's story does not align to what the medical examiner found.
Israel leaders say they will respond to Iran's attack over the weekend. OU Nightly's Darby McCormick is following the story from the News Center.
It is unclear right now when or how Israel will respond to the attacks, but world leaders are urging the country not to do so. Over the weekend, Iran launched hundreds of drones, ballistic missiles, and cruise missiles at Israel in retaliation for a suspected Israeli strike 2 weeks ago. Israel's military and the White House say nearly all of the drones and missiles were intercepted. Day one of former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money case concluded today with no jurors selected. 12 New Yorkers and 6 alternates will decide the former president's fate. This is only one of the 4 criminal cases Trump faces while being the presumptive 2024 GOP nominee. Trump could face jail time if convicted. The Rust movie armorer is going to prison for the next 18 months. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed is convicted of involuntary manslaughter. A jury found her guilty last month for the 2021 on-set shooting death of Alina Hutchins. Alec Baldwin is also charged for involuntary manslaughter. He is set to stand trial in July. And in Sydney, Australia, a bishop is stabbed on a live stream service just after Friday's mass stabbing that killed 6 people in a busy shopping mall. Victoria, Abby.
Thanks, Darby. The NBA postseason is here, and the Oklahoma City Thunder will host their first NBA playoff game since 2019. For OU students, this means the chance to watch a playoff game right up north of campus at the Paycom Center. But it also means steep ticket prices along with it. Ticketmaster lists upper bowl tickets starting at around $130 and lower bowl beginning at nearly $300.
I think it's definitely worth it no matter the price, even as a college student who's kind of trying to manage their own money.
It is kind of outrageous to ask or for me to pay $150 for nosebleeds when I can just watch from my home.
OKC competes in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs April 21st.
And inflation is at an all-time high.
How it compares to last year, up next.
And driving costs are kicking into high gear.
When we return, we'll tell you where your rates are rising. It's time to file those taxes, but experts say if you haven't started, you may want to wait. OU Nightly's Olivia Hayes tells us why in today's Money Matters.
Say do not rush to file. Instead, ask for an extension. Tom O'Sabin says it will pay off to take your time.
Haste makes waste. And when we rush to do things, that's when mistakes can happen. Mistakes will either cost you refunds, tax dollars, or may cause you problems from the IRS later.
You can file for a 6-month extension by end of day today. The Consumer Price Index climbs yet again. New data shows a 3.5% increase since March of last year. Economists say the fast-paced increase is driven by upticks in the cost of housing and gas prices. Because of this, the Federal Reserve is likely to delay cuts to interest rates. That latest government inflation report also confirmed the costly price tag to driving a car right now. According to the March report, auto insurance costs have spiked 22% in the last 12 months, and auto maintenance and repair costs are up 8.2%. AAA reports newer features like driver assistance systems are making repairs more specialized and more expensive. And gas prices are up here in the state. A gallon is costing about $3.23. Victoria, Abby.
Thanks, Olivia. Students racing for a cause over the weekend.
After the break, find out how racers raised thousands of dollars for the OU Food Pantry.
And I'll have more on the severe weather chances for later tonight into tomorrow morning. Weather is next. Stick with us. Hey, Hey everybody, welcome back to OU Nightly. It's a little bit of a humid day out there today. It's a little bit gray out there as well as we look at our current temperature. It's 72 degrees outside with a humidity of 83%. So it's definitely been feeling a lot like summer out there, especially yesterday. It was up in the upper 80s there for the high temperatures yesterday. So it's feeling, honestly, in my opinion, pretty nice outside right now. But that is likely going to change as we head into early this morning. We are under a slight risk for severe weather. Again, as I mentioned earlier, that enhanced risk is up in the state of Kansas, so it's likely all the bad stuff will stay up further to our north, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a chance that we won't see something later tonight. Let's go ahead and time that situation out. So this is Monday at 5 o'clock. We're going to see some sprinkles in and around the OKC metro area, but as we head further into the evening and maybe even into Tuesday morning, that is when the real risk will start to creep in. We'll see some more showers and thunderstorms pop up here around 2 or 3 a.m. here in central Oklahoma, so while everyone is sleeping, that's likely when all this stuff will be happening. And then all of those storms will be moving out of the state by roughly about 7 or 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it is looking to be more like an overnight storm setup for tonight. And if anything does pop up, these are the threats that you can kind of expect. Tornado, wind, and flooding is all on the low risk, hail being the biggest threat. Now, I will say I don't think there's any reason for anybody to rush to the parking garages for this instance, because this is a very conditional severe weather setup. But if anything does happen, this is likely what we are going to see here with that setup. Now, this is the rain chances for the rest of the week. It's going to look a little bit busy here. Again, there's Tuesday today or tomorrow morning, 60% chance, and then Thursday, Friday, we have a 30% chance with a 15% storm outlook on that. I'll jump into that in a second. And then Saturday, we're looking at maybe a widespread rain event there as well. So let's go ahead and look at that. The severe weather outlook for Thursday, we do have a 15% that barely clips central Oklahoma here. Slight risk heading all the way through eastern Oklahoma. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as we head into the next few days or so. Now here's kind of what it's looking like right now. Again, you'll see those thunderstorms popping off about 3 or 4 a.m. this morning, and then those will move out early tomorrow morning. And then going into Thursday, this is kind of what we're looking at all eastern Oklahoma down into Texas. About 8 p.m. we'll see some more thunderstorms that evening. Again, that may change as we head further closer to the time of the event, so we'll make sure to keep an eye on that. And then going into Saturday, again, there's that widespread rain event pretty much all day Saturday into the evening. We'll likely see a lot of rain there as well, and then it'll start to cool down as we head towards Sunday and Monday after that storm system rolls through. So definitely looking forward to all the rain that weekend. Again, there's a 7-day forecast looking mid to lower 80s for all the highs here. Again, severe storms possible again Thursday, and then going into Saturday, there's that 50% chance of rain, and then cools down a little bit noticeably as well between Thursday and Friday after that storm system starts to roll in. So ladies, how are y'all planning on preparing for the severe weather threat tonight?
Well, it's an interesting situation. As you said, it's coming in the middle of the night while we're sleeping, so I can't be tuned into you. So what should we how do we stay weather aware when I'm asleep in my bed?
Yeah, I would definitely say keep your phone on. That is definitely something that I will be doing. Make sure you're off of Do Not Disturb. That way you get all the alerts as they come in and stuff like that as needed. So.
Oh, you know I keep it on me.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything else I need to have prepared?
I mean, making a to-go bag might not be a bad idea either. Maybe throw some extra battery chargers in there, water or something like that, just to make sure you're prepared.
Well, thank you, CD, for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And the OU Food Pantry hosted its second annual 5K, and the result was nothing short of success. OU Nightly's Abby Williams takes us to the OU Food Pantry 5K and tells us what this race means for the people in it.
This weekend, hundreds of runners lined up to race for a good cause. Bailey Coing, the Food Pantry's Director of Development, says the Food Pantry team crossed its own finish line.
We've exceeded every goal we had. I know we had almost 250 runners signed up as of last night. I don't know how many we've had today, but that's over double what we made last year, and we've definitely doubled the funds from last year.
Exactly how much did the pantry make? According to Coing, the 5K made $4,000 in profit. First place finisher Noah Schneiderman says the event itself was most enjoyable, and he loves getting to support a local nonprofit.
It was nice to have a race going around the OU campus. You know, I don't usually run, it's usually too crowded on the South Oval, so it was a cool course, it was a fun event, and it was supporting a good cause.
As far as next year goes,
hopefully everyone can come out next year again and we can just get it bigger and bigger every year.
Reporting in Norman, Abby Williams, OU Nightly.
And if you missed the 5K but still want to help out the OU Food Pantry, they are taking donations year-round.
And from running around campus to running around the bases.
Could OU baseball sweep another Big 12 series? Emma?
I'll have that, plus softball is working to get that Sooner swagger back after losing to Texas. Hear what head coach Patty Gasso thinks about her team getting back to their winning ways when we return. Hello, I'm Emma McAndrews, and it's time for sports. Oklahoma softball lost their first Big 12 series since 2011 against Texas 2 weekends ago. OU Nightly's Ryan Smith has the details on how they look to turn things around against BYU.
It was a senior day special for Riley Boone as OU softball looked to bounce back against BYU after dropping their second matchup on Friday 9-4. But it wasn't just Boone making the plays out in the field as the other Sooner seniors led the way in the box and in the circle.
We just got to take baby steps, don't look forward, look right now. And I felt today, we were fighting each pitch. We didn't really back down and throw the towel in. So you saw a lot of battles going on. You saw a lot of energy being fed through the dugout. So I honestly think we're just taking one step at a time.
And it certainly seems like those baby steps are starting in the right direction. Alyssa Brito, she came to play, driving in 4 runs on 3 hits, including a 2-run shot to left in the 5th inning, trapping the Cougars and taking the rubber match 7-3. But with the wear and tear that comes from a long season, life at the top isn't always what it seems.
It is very difficult to live on top of that mountain for so long. Your body gets tired, your mind gets tired. There's a lot of things that can break down on you.
Gassos girls make their way up I-35 to Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City to face off against Tulsa before heading back home to Love's Field for a 3-game series against Houston starting on Friday. Reporting from Love's Field, Ryan Smith, OU Nightly.
OU baseball hosted Kansas State for a battle on the mound, reminding the Wildcats there's no place like home on Sunday. Junior Scott Mudler hit this walk-off single to allow senior Anthony McKenzie to score and sweep the series 8-7. This marks OU's 3rd conference series sweep, the first time since 2018. Now in his 4th season as Thunder head coach, Mark Dagnall led the Thunder to 57 wins. In his first 2 seasons with the Thunder, they won a combined 46 games. Today, Dagnall was voted the National Basketball Coaches Association's NBA Coach of the Year. And the OKC Thunder have climbed their way to the top to clinch the #1 seed in the Western Conference. The Thunder are the youngest NBA team in history to secure the top seed with an average age of just over 23. OKC now waits to see who they will play at home in the playoffs for the first time since 2019. They will face either the Lakers, Pelicans, Warriors, or Kings from the play-in tournament. Abby, Victoria.
And as the Boston Marathon wraps up, many racers are missing one familiar furry face.
When we return, find out how racers are staying golden strong.
I'm Bryn Mead. Former President Donald Trump just spoke to reporters after day 1 of jury selection in the criminal hush money trial. Trump calls the trial a scam and, quote, a political witch hunt. The former president also stated that the judge threatened him with jail time if he chooses to attend his son's graduation instead. The judge says Trump is expected to be in court every day. Trump is accused of 34 counts of falsifying business records. Abby, Victoria.
Thank you, Bryn. Golden Strong, a new cry for Boston locals raising awareness for canine cancer this weekend. The celebration's honoring Spencer, who became a Boston favorite for his role roadside in the Boston Marathon, bringing a smile to racers after the terrorist attack shook the city in 2013.
Now, dozens of golden retrievers honoring the marathon's official dog while also raising funds to help families fight canine cancer.
That story just makes me want to hold my little furry ones close, especially tonight with the bad weather.
Yeah, Ceedee, what can we do to make sure our furry friends are safe tonight?
Well, I would say keep your furry friends inside. That is definitely something you might want to keep in mind. But another thing you might want to keep in mind is there is a tornado watch down in southwestern Oklahoma, just these southwestern counties. Most of that watch dips down into Texas. But again, as a reminder, our severe timing is looking more like early Tuesday morning. So we'll be keeping an eye out for any watches going into later this evening. Again, here's another look at your 7-day. You're getting really warm here, about low mid 80s for your high temperatures. Again, there's those rain chances on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then we'll start to cool off as we head into the weekend.
Thank you, CD, and thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Victoria Anderson.
And I'm Abby Williams. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.